Hello guys, let's talking about machine learning today. Using machine learning we could improve our trading and to find some abnormal situation. I explained it that when we have some abnormal situation in the market, it means opportunity for us, and we could find this point using machine learning. Let's do it. So we need download data for Bitcoin DT, like an example for last 1 years time series is 1 hours, but you could change it for coin what you like. Next we need create some feature. It would be percent change for the last 1 bar, for the last 2 bar, etc. And next we need to create some target variables. It means what happens after 1 bars, after 2 bars. Okay, so let's do it. And we are going to use isolation forest algorithm. You could read about this algorithm in Google to save your time. Okay, so let's call. We indicate it would be isolation forest algorithm and estimate is 100 like default. And also we use argument like contamination .03. It's like default. And we need to predict in this one some abnormal situation. Let's use it. And we find this prediction when it would be equal -1, it means some abnormal situation. In this case we use only like two-factor models because we use only two feature. It's percent change for the last bar and the previous bar. Okay, so let's look at it. This is scatter plot, and you see we have some red points. This is our outliers. This is our opportunity for us. In market, in general, we have nonlinear dependency, and our goal is to find this dependency to make profit. Like blue point, it means it's a usual situation in the market, but this situation not interesting for us in this case and for this algorithm. I would like to show you that each abnormal situation in the market is opportunity, it's profit for us, or risk if we don't know about it. Okay, so let's calculate these outliers. We need to reset index because by default we use index like time series, and we need to find this outlier and define it like true. And you see we have only 3% of data is like outliers. It means for trading we have only 3% of time like opportunity for you to trade the situation. So let's calculate what happens with price when we have these outliers. And you see we have y1, y2, y3, etc. This is our target variables. What happens after 1 bars, after 2 bars. In our case we use 1 hours. It means what happens after 5 hours. False, it means we haven't outlier on the card one, but when we use true, it means this outlier exists. And in this case, sometimes, for example, after 2 hours, we have some profit, and it means, for example, 0.30. It means we could create 30% of profit. It's very nice for us. In general, it means when we have some outliers, we haven't any minus value, like a summary, it's cumulative return of this percent change. It means we should create a long position. Okay, let's do it. I would like to demonstrate it for you how it's working. We use vector BT, and yes, we have a profitable strategy using this approach, and also we could use some statistics to find some win rate, total return, and you see we have in benchmark and 25% is drawdown, but our strategy is profitable and create for us 12%. So in this case, I would like to create this chart to demonstrate it how it's looking for image in a 2D array. But first we need to create more complex ideas. So let's do it. We create another feature, like we add feature like volume, because on the previous we use only price data, but we need also add some feature for volume. So let's look on this feature. You see we have multiplier of features, like 0, like volume 0. How many feature? Let's look in. Okay, 20 feature we use. But in general, we could create a more complex data set for this algorithm. So for prediction, I would like to use all this feature. It means I need delete these columns. Okay, let's put because it's data frame and indicate all these columns. Okay, it takes some times, but if we create this plot, it would be something different because our dependency become more complex. But in general, we could see these outliers. This is idea like in the previous. We find some outliers, some abnormal situation using this 20 feature. What I'm expecting? I'm expecting that we create more complex model to define this outlier using price and volume data, and I'm expecting more profitable strategy. Okay, let's look at this data. It's also 3% of data like outlier. In another case, we use normal situation. And let's look on the check these ideas using pandas and find that, for example, after 1 bars, we could create some profitable strategy with a return with about 37%. Okay, it's very interesting. And we could analyze the situation, what happens. And in general, it's very interesting because when we have an outlier, we have some minus cumulative return. But when we have outlier, we have positive cumulative returns. So we split this data into positive returns and negative returns. And these ideas we could use like short for short position, and these ideas we could use for long position. But in our case, for this short video, it would be if we create some entry point like long position. So let's create this backtest and find what is it. So you see, this data is more interesting for us because we have some smooth increase profitable. It's very cool. Let's look on the statistic of these returns and find we have some win return is about 55%. Sharp ratio is also a good sharp ratio, and total return is about 42%. It's more than previous when we use only 2 factor data, when we use only a percent change for the previous for the last and the previous last data. Okay, so guys, you could use this approach to improve your trading. This ideas we could expand or using another machine learning problems models to define outliers or neural network, but idea is same. Outlier is opportunity for us. Also, I'm going to implement this some ideas for my web platform. Some guys haven't enough practice to create some coding, and we could use some web platform to define this outlier. So guys, if you like this video, subscribe on my YouTube channel and see you next time. Bye.